There is an animal in the snowy north that bears are afraid of. Not lions, not tigers, not anything you'd expect. A creature the size of a medium dog, around 30 pounds, furry, looks kind of like a tiny bear cub mixed with a badger. If you saw it in a pet store, you might think it was cute. You might want to pet it. You might even feel sorry for how small it looks compared to the giants of the wild. That would be the last mistake you ever made. Because this animal, pound for pound, is the most fearless, most aggressive, most violent mammal on the entire planet. It picks fights with grizzly bears, it steals food from packs of wolves, it chases mountain lions away from their own kills, and it wins. Almost every single time, it's the Wolverine, and what it can do should not be biologically possible. Most zoos around the world refuse to keep them, not because they're rare, not because they're endangered, but because they cannot be contained. Wolverines have been documented tearing through chain link fences, ripping concrete enclosures apart with their claws, and biting through steel bars that hold full-grown lions. They've broken out of facilities specifically designed to hold large predators. Zookeepers who have worked with them describe them off the record as uncontrollable. This is not an exaggeration. The Wolverine is biologically and behaviorally a living, breathing tank. Let me show you why. The Wolverine looks small, but look closer. Its body is solid muscle, packed into a frame so dense that it weighs nearly twice what you'd expect for its size. Its skull is reinforced, thicker than almost any other mammal of its weight class. Its jaw can crush frozen bone like it's a cracker. Its teeth include specialized molars that can rotate 90 degrees inside the mouth, allowing it to chew through frozen meat that would shatter the teeth of any other predator. Out in the Arctic, when temperatures drop to 40 below zero, every dead animal in the snow turns to solid ice. Wolves can't eat it, bears can't eat it, even mountain lions give up. But the Wolverine? It walks right up to the frozen carcass and starts chewing through it like it's nothing. Pound by pound, bite by bite, frozen marrow, frozen organs, frozen hide. It eats everything. That's where its scientific name comes from, gulo gulo. It literally means glutton glutton. Because evolution decided one glutton wasn't enough to describe how much this thing can eat. But the eating is just the beginning. Wolverines hunt animals that are 10 times their own size. Caribou, deer, even moose. A Wolverine will track a full-grown caribou through deep snow for hours, waiting for it to get tired. Wolverines have huge snowshoe-like paws that let them stay on top of soft snow, while the caribou sinks down to its belly with every step. Once the caribou is exhausted, the Wolverine attacks. It leaps onto the caribou's back, locks its jaws into the neck, and refuses to let go until the animal collapses. A 30-pound predator killing a 600-pound prey animal, alone, in the snow, with its bare teeth. Lions need a pride to take down something that big. Wolves need an entire pack. The Wolverine just walks up and does it solo. But the most insane part isn't the hunting, it's the bullying. Wolverines are famous for stealing kills. From wolves, from bears, from mountain lions, from anything. Imagine a pack of 6 wolves bringing down a deer after a long, exhausting hunt. They've worked together, they're tired, they're hungry, and then a single Wolverine walks out of the trees, looks at the wolves, and just takes the deer. The wolves usually back off. They don't want to deal with it. Because here's the thing about Wolverines. They don't fight to win. They fight to make you regret ever existing. They will scratch, bite, scream, and refuse to give up even when they're losing. They'll keep coming and coming and coming until you decide it's not worth it. Even bears walk away. There's documented footage from Alaska of a single Wolverine chasing a full-grown black bear off a moose carcass. The bear was 4 times the Wolverine's size. It still ran. Because the Wolverine is not normal. Most predators do a cost-benefit analysis before a fight. Bears think, is this meal worth getting injured? The answer with the Wolverine is always no. Scientists who study them call this behavior ecological terror. Wolverines have figured out that if they act crazy enough, scary enough, and relentless enough, almost every other animal in the wilderness will just leave them alone. It's the same energy as that one kid in school who would lose every fight but never stop swinging. Eventually, the bullies stopped messing with him. Except the Wolverine doesn't lose. The Wolverine actually wins. There are confirmed reports of Wolverines killing animals as large as polar bear cubs, of Wolverines fighting off packs of wolves, of Wolverines surviving falls off cliffs that should have killed them. They are tougher, meaner, and more durable than any animal that small has any right to be. And then there's their territory. A single Wolverine can claim a hunting range of over 250 square miles. That's an area bigger than New York City, controlled by one animal. Wolverines patrol these massive territories alone, marking them with one of the most foul-smelling musks in the entire animal kingdom. The smell is so powerful that some native communities used to call them skunk bears, because the stench lingers in caves and on prey for weeks. They can travel up to 15 miles in a single night, through snow, up mountains, across frozen rivers. They climb steep cliffs that mountain goats avoid. They swim across freezing lakes. They have been recorded crossing entire mountain ranges in 24 hours. This is not a normal animal. This is a wilderness monster optimized for one thing: surviving the hardest, coldest, most brutal environments on Earth alone. Now here's the part most people don't know. Wolverines almost never make a sound. They don't roar, they don't bark. They don't howl. They are nearly silent predators that move through the snow like ghosts. The first time you'd hear a Wolverine is probably the moment it's already on top of you, and when they fight, they scream. It's not a roar, it's not a growl, it's a high-pitched, terrifying screech that sounds halfway between a child crying and a chainsaw. Hunters who have heard it in the wild say it's one of the most disturbing sounds in nature, and the moment you hear it you should already be running, but you wouldn't get far. Wolverines can sprint up to 30 miles per hour in short bursts, through snow, through forest, through rocky terrain. The average human can't outrun a Wolverine on a clear road, let alone across the kind of terrain Wolverines actually live in. So why doesn't anyone know about them? Because they live in places humans rarely go. The Arctic, the deep boreal forests of Canada, the mountains of Norway, Russia, and Mongolia. Wolverines are extremely shy of humans, not because they're afraid, but because they don't like us. We're too loud, too smelly, too annoying. They actively avoid us. There are only about 300 Wolverines left in the lower 48 United States. Some scientists estimate fewer. They are so rare that researchers can go years without seeing one in person. And every single one of them is out there alone, ruling thousands of square miles of frozen wilderness, terrorizing animals 5 times their size, and reminding the rest of nature who's actually in charge. The Wolverine is proof that being big doesn't matter. Being mean does. It is the perfect example of what evolution can produce when an animal decides that the rules of size and weight don't apply to it. A 30-pound creature that fights bears, steals from wolves, kills moose, and runs faster than humans through ice and snow. It shouldn't exist, but it does. And somewhere in the frozen north, right now, a Wolverine is hunting something that has no idea it's about to die. If this completely changed the way you see Wolverines, hit that subscribe button and join the Untold Earth family. We uncover the wildest, most jaw-dropping animal stories the world has ever forgotten. And I want to know, if you had to fight a Wolverine with your bare hands, do you think you'd survive even 10 seconds? Drop your honest answer in the comments below. I read every single one,